Hi everyone, we are back for another story. Mr. B is here. Say hello to the book bunny. Are you ready for the story? Are you ready? Guess who I am today? Little Blue Red Riding Hood? No. What color am I wearing? You got it. Red. I'm Red Riding Hood. Okay, B, hop on your magic carpet. Go on. Good job. All right, you guys, get on your magic carpet. Are you ready? Okay. Put your granny eyeballs in. Oh, but we can't see. We can't see. You need to put your granny glasses on. Oh, that's much better. Now we can see. Put your wolf ears on. Oh, uh-oh. Put your wolf mouth in. Show me your teeth. Oh, don't show them to me. Zip up. I'm already scared because we're going somewhere I'm not sure I want to go. Are you guys brave? I hope so. You can protect me, okay? Put your seatbelt on. Click. Because we're going to the deep, dark woods. Are you guys brave? Because it's scary for me. I'm a scaredy cat. You guys know that, right? Okay. Are you ready? Let's do it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Blast off! Hold on, everyone! Whoa! Oh, okay. Can I open my eyes? Because I'm kind of scared. Is it dark and scary? Can I open my eyes? Oh. Well, okay, maybe that's not so bad. All right, let's read our story. Red Riding Hood by James Marshall. I bet you know this story. Maybe you don't know this version, though. A long time ago, in a simple cottage beside the deep, dark woods, there lived a pretty child called Red Riding Hood. She was kind and considerate, and everybody loved her. Thank you. Yes. She has 1, 2, 3 cats. See them? One afternoon, Red Riding Hood's mother called to her and said, "Granny isn't feeling up to snuff today," she said, "so I've baked her favorite custard as a little surprise. Be a good girl and take it to her, will you?" Red Riding Hood was delighted. She loved going to Granny's, even though it meant crossing the deep, dark woods. Look at all of the cats in this picture. Can you help me count them? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cats in the kitchen? That's a lot of cats in the kitchen. When the custard had cooled, Red Riding Hood's mother wrapped it up and put it in a basket. Do you see Red Riding Hood with her basket? And said to her, "Now, whatever you do, go straight to Granny's. Do not tarry, mess around, and do not speak to any strangers." "Yes, Mama," said Red Riding Hood. I see 1, 2 cats in this picture. You see them? Before long, she was in the deepest part of the woods. "Oh," she said, "this is scary. Oh. Do you see the wolf? Look, can you see him? Oh, there he is, hiding." Suddenly, a very large wolf appeared. "Good afternoon, my dear," he said. "Care to stop for a little chat?" "Oh, gracious me," said Red Riding Hood. "Mama said not to talk to any strangers." But the wolf had such charming manners. "And where are you going, sweet thing?" he said. "I'm on my way to visit Granny, who lives in the pretty yellow house on the other side of the woods." Do you think she should have told him that? "Oh, she's feeling poorly and I'm taking her a surprise." "You don't say," said the wolf. Just then he had a delightful idea. Oh, no reason why I can't eat them both, he thought. Allow me to escort you, he said. You never know what might be lurking about.
Oh, you're too kind,
said Red Riding Hood. Beyond the forest, they came to a patch of sunflowers. Oh, why not pick a few, suggested the wolf. Grannies love flowers, you know. But while Red Riding Hood was picking a pretty bouquet, the clever wolf hurried on ahead to Granny's house. Look at Granny's feet.
Who is it?
Called out Granny. It is I, your darling granddaughter, said the wolf in a high voice.
Oh, the door is unlocked.
Surprise! Cried the wolf. Granny was furious at having her reading interrupted. Oh, get out of here, you horrid thing! Shoo, shoo, she cried. Look it, I would say Granny has a cat, and she sure likes her books, doesn't she? Look at all the books. Just like Miss Library. But the wolf gobbled her right up. He didn't even bother to chew. Oh, tasty, he said, patting his belly. It's so tasty. Just then he heard footsteps on the garden path. Ah, here comes my dessert. And losing no time, he put on Granny's cap and glasses, jumped into bed, and pulled up the covers. Now, I have a question for you. If you were Red Riding Hood and you walked in, would you think that was your granny? The cat's hiding right there. Yeah, I wouldn't think that was. I think maybe Red Riding Hood's not so smart. Just, I don't know. Who is it? He called out in his sweetest granny voice.
Is it I, your little granddaughter?
Said Red Riding Hood. Ooh, the door's unlocked, said the wolf. Look at, do those look like Granny's feet? Red Riding Hood was distressed at seeing her grandmother so changed.
Why, Granny, she said, what big eyes you have.
Oh, the better to see you, my dear, said the wolf.
And Granny, what long arms you have.
The better to hug you with, my dear.
And Granny, what big teeth you have.
The better to eat you, my dear.
Uh-oh.
And he gobbled her right up. Oh, I'm so wicked, he said. Look, why do you think his belly is that big? Look at that. Right, because inside is Granny and Red Riding Hood. Well, he was enormously pleased with himself, and having enjoyed such a heavy meal, he was soon snoring away. Well, a hunter passing by was alarmed by the frightful racket. That doesn't sound like Granny. So the brave hunter jumped in the window, killed the sleeping wolf, and cut him open, and out jumped Granny and Red Riding Hood.
Oh, we're ever so grateful,
said Red Riding Hood. That wicked wolf won't trouble you again, said the hunter.
Oh, it was so dark in there I couldn't read
a word, said Granny. But Red Riding Hood promised never, ever to speak to another stranger, charming manners or not. And do you think she did? Do you think she's going to speak to this guy? Yeah, I don't think so. I think she's learned her lesson. Now, I have a question for you. Do wolves talk? Do wolves stand on 2 feet? Do they wear a hat? No, this is not a real story. It's a fiction book, right? A made-up story, an actual fairy tale. And this story in particular is trying to remind you of a lesson. What's that lesson? Never talk to Strangers, right. So it's not real. You don't need to be afraid of wolves. But maybe be a little careful about talking to strangers. Now, I wonder if you can play Little Red Riding Hood. Look, I'm going to show you my puppet I have. Here's my Little Red Riding Hood.
Oh, I'm going to Grandma's. She's not feeling so well.
I got to go through the scary wood, the deep, dark wood. And then if I turn it over, look what I have. Well, hello, my dear. Where are you going? And then here's Granny.
Oh, I'm not feeling so well.
And here's the wolf, dressed up like Granny. And maybe you could play Red Riding Hood and say,
Why, Granny, what big eyes you have.
the better to see you with, my dear.
And Granny, maybe what big ears you have.
The better to hear you with, my dear.
And Granny, what big teeth you have.
What would the wolf say? The better to eat you with, my dear. And if you were Little Red Riding Hood, run! I hope you'll take a moment and play Red Riding Hood with a friend or two. It's kind of fun. I've got to tell you another secret. Don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody. But there's a way to tell if someone you know is a wolf or if they're like dressed in disguise as your mom or your dad or your friend or your sister or brother. And let me tell you, let's say you want to check your mom, okay? You would say, hey, Mom, what big eyes you have. And your mom would say, oh, the better to see you with, my dear. And then you might say, Mom, what big ears you have. And she'd probably say, oh, the better to hear you with, my dear. And then you would say, Mom, what big teeth you have. And if she says, the better to smile with, then you know it's really her mom. But if she says, the better to eat you with, you better run fast and get away quickly. So go and try that on someone you know to make sure they're not a wolf. See you next time.